Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about a separate, different topic altogether, right? So what that topic is all about and what it is going to be, right? So we are hearing a lot of solutions or a lot of service providers or services basically. Those are uh, named or framed or renamed something like as a service or as a solution, right? So this on the same context, I'm going to talk about cloud security as a service solutions, right? And what it is going to be, how it is being built, and it is already available across the different cloud platforms, but still, and many cloud platforms are providing that as a service or solution for the companies and organizations, right? Now, you might say, okay, why do I care or do I really need to know and understand about it? Yes, definitely you need to know and understand because technology is continuously evolving and changing a lot, right? And since we are seeing 2020 after the COVID was hit, then there were lot many changes happening across the cloud platforms as well as the technologies that are being built for not only for remote worker but also for the different business natures, right? Now, I'm not going to get into this that scenario where it was happened and what happened and what are the reasons, but definitely this the capability that I'm going to talk is more over into the cloud security as a service solutions, right? And how it is going to be and what are the solutions available and what are the use cases of each, right? How those are being combined or combination of different products, services together, and that those can be used for different use cases scenarios, right? So basis on that, it's going to be definitely be useful for different requirements and needs of business and companies and organizations. Definitely each business organization is different, right? And that is why they are taking appropriate steps or they are taking and deploying appropriate solutions for the businesses or organizations, right? And that is why they are either using cloud solutions, or if yes, then they could be using any of the SaaS provider solutions or something like that, right? So let me share my screen, and it's going to be PowerPoint presentation where I'm going to simply walk you through and make you understand what it is as a cloud security solution, basically. All right. So here you can see it's a cloud security as a service solution. So what it is going to be and what is it basically. So let's walk you through. Okay. So this is the first one, which is a SASE or SaaS, we can call it as Secure Access Service Edge, right? So this is not new, and you might say, okay, we know this, we have seen this a lot, and even we are using it in real time, right? But still, this is something which is a kind of bundled together across firewall as a service, right? Then CASB and the TNA and Zero Trust delivered from the cloud. So all of these services are delivered from the cloud, and which is combination with all of these capabilities together with, and basis on that, the SaaS is created. The simple use case you can understand is unified security for remote users as well as the different branch offices or anyone. Now, you might say why you mentioned remote users, right? It is not only remote users, but the people which are working from corporate network that would also be part of this one at one point where corporate network as well as SaaS both are integrated in the same network, definitely, right? So it is going to be both scenarios. Why it is marked and said as a remote user? Because this gives more control as well as more granular controlling monitoring capabilities, everything together for remote users and people working from different geolocations, basically. Because if company and business does not have any office on a specific location or country, then definitely this is the solution where we would be monitoring all the activities, all the capabilities of user access levels and everything together, and we get a complete control and capability to take the appropriate actions, right? Basically, we are enforcing security perimeter on endpoints, right? So, and that is how this capability is going to be very useful and is needed, right? The next one, secure web gateways, right? So this is going to help organizations even both scenarios, as well remote as well as the corporate office or office scenarios, which is going to help to filter web traffics and block any inappropriate as well as malicious sites and enforce the policies basically to make sure unwanted sites, unwanted access levels, those are being stopped, right? And those would not be allowed to access and use at all, right? So it is going to simply prevent phishing and malware sites before users are trying to connect and get handhold on those content or sites and data basically, right? And that is why this is also going to be delivered from the cloud itself, right? So we really don't need on-premises setup or environments. In some cases, there might be on-premises solutions or integrations needed depending on how we are going to implement and set it up, right? Because if we have a hybrid kind of scenario or situation, then we might end up setting up on-premises servers or kind of on-premises requirements to be set up with corporate network, which is there in the on-premises or in-house deployment, right? So that's how it is going to be deployed and available for the organization. The third one is CASB, which is Cloud Access Security Broker, right? So this is a pure SaaS-based solution, which is going to control the access to SaaS applications, prevent data leakage, and it also monitors the shadow IT systems and solutions across the SaaS applications, right? So now, how it is going to help to prevent data leakage because of or by deploying a right set of policies and controls across identities and devices, and it is going to prevent all of that leakage, including capabilities of DLP, right? Including capabilities of upload and download. So it is going to monitor all those activities along with shadow IT, so that whatever the people, whatever the accesses or applications are accessed by users, those would be blocked. And we as an organization or security side, we get a lot of controls to deploy right set of controls and policies so that we would block uploading sensitive documents to the personal drives like Dropbox, OneDrive, or something like that, right? And those would prevent users to do unwanted activities, right? Even it could be something like downloading a bulk data, uploading a bulk files on data. Maybe that could be a malware file or malicious data at all, right? So that's something which we can provide or protect from the cloud. So this is how it is going to be done by the CASB. The next is ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access, which is a cloud VPN replacement, which is not a complete replacement, I would say, but at one point, it also has capabilities more than the VPN, as well as it is going to provide and help us to make use of capabilities, right? Which helps to verify users and devices per session and then enforce the right set of control policies, right? So basis on that, it is going to push as well as do all the capabilities of monitoring, preventing, blocking, and then only allowed certain traffic that we are going to configure and set up. But we must know what is ZTNA and how it is going to be. To if I have to talk about ZTNA, it's a very big and broader topic altogether, and it's not going to be covered in a simple small video as well, right? So it's a lot to talk about, but still, yeah, in short, I'm going to give you a bit of it, right? So simple use case here, you can see the remote employees accessing applications without exposing them to the internet. So this is going to be a kind of VPN over the internet, and it's going to flow through the ZTNA traffic, which is going to, or ZTNA network, which is going to be safe and secure over the internet to be able to access any of the data, applications, and everything. Again, this is also cloud solution, so we really don't need to set up anything under an infrastructure on premises or something. In some cases, there would be requirement, as I said, hybrid or kind of on premises scenario, then there would definitely be some of the configurations and setup needed. DDoS protection as a service, which is something defense against volumetric denial of service attacks. What does this mean is that we are seeing or we know DDoS attacks happens on very critical services, servers, available web applications, APIs, and all those systems. And that is why we have a straightforward solution, which is a cloud-based DDoS protection. and this is going to protect and do all the monitoring of that respective service or respective servers. And then it keeps website APIs runs from the attacks zones basically. So even if there's an attack which is going to happen or trying to happening, right, that is going to be monitored, protected by DDoS protection service, right? So even this is one of the protection delivered from the cloud itself, right? And there are different service providers or cloud service providers, I would say. They do provide a DDoS protection. Something like Microsoft Azure has capability, which is Defender for Cloud. They do have DDoS protection capability in that particular solution, right? So that going to provide this capability for the systems and services and applications, basically. IDS and IPS as a service, right? So this is also provided by the cloud or from the cloud itself, which is intrusion detection and prevention service from the cloud, and to detect brute force attacks, malware traffic, and lateral movement. So whatever is going to happen, everything is going to be prevented, detected, and prevented then and there, which is going to be again from the cloud itself, right? So we have a solution which is kind of detect, right, and then take actions upon alerting, detect, alert, and then prevent. So this is how it is going to be providing and act as to any of those activities, like maybe if there is a brute force attack or someone try to uh, share something like maybe malware traffic or malicious content or something like that, right? So that's how it is going to be delivered and protected. The next is web application firewall as a service, right? So how it is, this is also from the cloud itself, and this is also going to be delivered to the systems and applications across, even if people are working from corporate network or from home network, right? So there is no capability or there is no limitation on that, right? So it's protect the applications APIs against OS.10 attacks, right? So OAPS.org or the organization that they have listed out top 10 attacks types or basically how it is going to prevent those. So, right. So all these capabilities are delivered from web application firewall, right? And the use case simple would be to block SQL injection, XX attempts in the web traffic. So these are the two use cases I mentioned, but there are so many use cases for this because as soon as we have or we are following the right set of SDLC for softwares and tools and systems, in the case of when we are developing our own product, definitely we should have followed right set of controls, as well as if we are building a product from scratch by using DevSecOps practices at the same time, along with security by design and privacy by default or design, then definitely it's going to be more secure from the day one, right? The next is XDR, which is also called as extended detection and response. So this is the one of the capability many organizations are using it and do provide the services to their customers as well, right? So which is a cloud native unified detection response across endpoints, cloud, and network, right? So this has the capability to do all that stuff, which is going to detect then response across the cloud systems. So whatever the systems we are using, it is going to be integrated and embedded into the solutions. Then it is going to take all that actions, and at the same time, it also going to notify so that we are proactive instead of reactive to take the steps, right? For example, correlate alerts to find threats quickly, which is going to simply correlate based on the events and alerts those are generated and detected by the system itself. The next is VPN or VPNAS, which is VPN as a service, right? So which is also delivered from the cloud, which is secure for remote access lighter than traditional VPN systems because or VPN solutions, because we really don't need underlying infrastructure to set up and set it up with all the required configurations, because which might need additional servers and configurations, everything together. But when it is delivered from the cloud, it is going to be a minimal setup and deliver across the cloud, right? So it's again better for and good for remote teams access internal applications securely over the internet, right? So this is one of the capability that is also available. which is the next is MDR, which is managed detection and response, right? So what is this and how it really works? So MDR is something which is available for the organizations to do detection and response 24/7 for threats monitoring and response delivered from the cloud itself. Now, there are some of the organizations which provide MDR services, as well as there are cloud solutions which are being provided and available for the companies and organizations to procure and use for their internal business systems, basically. In short, organizations without SOC teams get expert defense on this because the companies who do provide MDR solutions for the clients, that means they have their own team and they do also provide and implementing MDR solutions as well as systems across their organizations, and they do provide a managed service, basically, right? So this is going to be something which is available again from the cloud, which is going to threat monitor as well as a response delivery from there and there and from the cloud itself, right? So that's how it is going to be, right? And the next is, or the last would be cloud security as service, right? So as I said, this is all about the cloud security. And the simple analogy, think of these services like as a cloud security applications on demand protection, right? So these are the on demand protection capabilities. And to learn and explore more onto this, I have mentioned the steps here, starting with firewall as a service, right? Which is going to be complete network firewalling, then addition of software web gateway or secure web gateway and CASB for web and SaaS security, then ZTNA and SaaS feature for remote access, exploring DDoS, IDS, IPS, and WAF, which is going to be advanced defense, and understanding XDR and MDR, which is going to be detection and response maturity. So the goal here is to build a holistic cloud first security knowledge share, right? So basically, as soon as you know and have all this knowledge, it's going to be a strong foundation of learning, knowledge, and experiences, and is definitely going to make you difference from the others, right? To stand out. So, yep, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about these capabilities and these services as a cloud security as a service, right? And how it is going to be helpful, what are the solutions available, how those are being used, what are the use cases, and everything, right? So, yep, that is what for this. Hope you like it. Hope you learned something new. And let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, anything that you wanted to know and clarify. And happy to collaborate on it. And don't forget to like this video, share it to your friends, and subscribe to the channel as well, so that you get to see every new video to watch on the channel, right? So, yeah, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.